and welcome back. Today we're going to kind of mix it up a little bit. So instead of just doing our warm-up and then moving into our workout, we're going to kind of make it all one. Where our warm-up is going to be part of our workout, and we're going to expand on that, and we're going to add to it. So pay attention, and let's get going. Hi everybody, so today's a little bit different. So our warm-up is kind of going to be our workout as well, but we're going to add to it, expand to it. So some of the things will look familiar, and then some of the things will be a little bit new. But nonetheless, it'll all be real nice, fluid movement, okay? So I want you to relax and then just follow along with what I'm doing, okay? So our first is, let's just start with our basic multi-directional lunge pattern, which we've done many, many, many times. Might be getting sick of doing it. So remember, we go forward, alternating, we go lateral, and then we do this frontal plane turn lunge, okay? So let's do that a couple more times. So here, forward. Remember, load the leg with some weight, okay? You don't have to go too deep. It's really just increasing the internal core temperature and getting our hips warmed up, our trunk warmed up, okay? So we'll do 2 more rounds, and then we're going to add to this. So anything we do today, I want you to feel safe doing it. If you feel unstable, or if you get dizzy, or you don't feel like you have your balance, then skip that part or keep doing it in this way here, okay? So any of the variations that we do on this lunge pattern, if you don't feel comfortable doing the variation, just go right back to what we've been doing, okay? Just keep moving, okay? So now let's grab weight. So grab your dumbbells, your bottles of water, your cans, whatever you use, okay? And we're gonna do the same thing. So don't let your shoulders round when you go into the lunge position, okay? So you still wanna stay nice and upright, okay? So don't let that weight pull you down, okay? So we'll go forward, same way, just let the weights naturally hang. And then we'll go lateral. Notice I'm just letting it hang naturally, but without rounding my shoulders, okay? And we can even do this one with the resistance as well. So let's go through that 3 more times. Load that leg with some weight. Try to move really fluidly. Again, if the resistance doesn't feel right, then just go right back to our normal pattern, okay? 1 more. Okay, take a second to rest. Now, we're going to expand that even more, okay? So for this one, kind of along the lines of our curl and press, if you have trouble going overhead with weight, or even just for range of motion, just stay with a curl, okay? But what we're going to do is, it's all about the timing on this one, so watch closely. So now we're going to mix it up a little bit more, and we're going to press overhead. So instead of just doing this, and just doing this, we're going to add a press overhead. So now, just like the curl and press, when we do it over there, if you have trouble going overhead, I want you just to stay with the curl. So, okay, so you could do this and curl, this and curl, and here and curl like that, okay? So, or let's start now with here and press. Just let these naturally hang. And the timing is as I'm moving back, and notice when my foot hits, I'm completely pressed overhead. Okay? So you put your weights down now. So we're going to do 2 more things with that. And then we're going to take 2 other areas of the body through those planes of motion as well. So now what I want you to try, if you feel comfortable doing it. If not, just stay with our simple lunge pattern that we always do, because the goal of this is just to keep you moving. But this time I want to close an eye. Okay, so we're going to do the same pattern, but let's all do it together. We're going to close our left eye. Okay, so I'm going to close my eye. So the goal of this is to try and help build proprioception, spatial awareness. So if you feel dizzy or you feel uncomfortable or you feel like you're going to lose your balance, please just continue with our normal lunge pattern. So close your left eye. We'll go through it one more time. Okay, here. Okay, now close the right eye. I'll go through it 2 more times. Okay, if you feel unsteady, like I said, let's do our normal pattern that we warm up with. Just keep that moving. Okay, nice job. So now we've just taken the lower chain of the body through those planes of motion. This is the one we do most of the time. Now we're going to work the spine. So I don't want any abrupt movements. I want you nice and fluid, nice and easy. So if you look at this one, okay, I'm going to try to equate the things that we're doing next to what you've been doing, which is the lunge pattern. So if I'm moving in this plane of motion, okay, I want to take my spine through that plane of motion as well. So real simple. Find a piece of wall in your house, plant. Now, my arms are at 90 degrees, okay? I'm going to lift, but where I'm focusing on lifting is in my thoracic spine here, okay, the middle of my back, not here in the lumbar, okay? So I don't want to do this. So you should be able to do this without any pain. So we're going to do this 8 times, okay? So here, lift. Now I'm not doing a push-up, okay? I'm lifting, my head is lifting too, and then I'm back to this neutral position, okay? Lift. Remember, I'm isolating the spine. I'm not doing a push-up. So I'm not really cranking and pushing on this wall. Just lifting my chest. Let's do one more. Okay, very good. So, our lateral lunge, okay, or our transverse plane. So now we want to mimic that with our spine. So, hands on the wall again. Now, your hands are going to be even lighter on the wall because they need to slide, okay? So, I'm going to side bend a little bit. Now, don't really crank on that and put any strain, but just here, nice and gentle, okay? Back to center, okay? We're going to do 4 of these each side. So that's 1 and 1. 2, you want to make sure your shoulders are square with the wall. 2, 3, 4. Okay, nice. All right, and then lastly, if you look at this one, okay, moving on that frontal plane, okay, we're going to do the same thing with the spine. Now, I've got my hands in that same formation here. So instead of rotating or instead of pushing up, okay, I want to press. So I'm going to move to my left, and I'm going to press with this hand a little bit more, okay? So I'm going to push, I'm going to rotate my spine, but my hips are still facing the wall, squared up with the wall. So I'm going to do a little push, and I'm going to turn so my cervical spine turns with the rest of me here, back to center. Push out. We'll do 4 on each side. 2. And 1 more each side. Nice. Okay. Let's go back through those. So we're going to do 8 of the sagittal plane. Okay. Ready? Remember, just lift through your chest. Don't crank on your back. So you're going to lift your chin a little bit. Try to maintain neutral knees. Try not to lock out your knees, okay? Rest. Okay, now we're going back to our transverse, okay? Back to center. Remember, keep your shoulders and your hips square with the wall. Okay, 4 each side. Lastly, same position, but I'm going to push a little bit. When I'm going to my left, I'm going to push a little bit more with my left hand. When I'm going to my right, I'm going to push a little bit more with my right hand. So here, back to center. Try to turn and look over that shoulder as much as you can. Okay. Nice job. Okay. So now, our lower chain, our spine, and now we're going to go to the upper with the shoulder girdle. So grab your, this can also be done with the fists, okay? So don't feel like a need to have to grab heavy weight. If you do, just make sure it's lighter. This is 3 pounds. I would recommend 1, 2, or 3 if you have it, or maybe the water bottles or the cans. But it can also be done with the fist. It's not about the resistance, it's about the range of motion and going in those multi-directions, okay? So matter of fact, let me show you the first round with just fists so that it takes the pressure off of feeling the need to grab weight, okay? And then I'll show you with the weight. So if you look at our movement here, okay? Our movement here, we're gonna do the same thing. So make a fist, keep your elbows in a little bit. Don't elevate your shoulders, okay? So I'm gonna come at this diagonal. Okay, here and here. Now, if I move lateral, I can do the same thing. I'm going to turn my head though with my hands here and here. Now, this one, our lunge pattern and our movement off the wall. I can turn, look at my hand, okay? Here. So ideally you want to get your fist, or if you're holding the dumbbell, just barely a little over your head, okay? So now let me grab the dumbbells and we'll do the same thing. So here, here, and I'm alternating each time. I'm going to turn my head with my hands. If you feel dizzy doing this, you can, don't go back as far, but keep your eye on a focal point just to keep your equilibrium. Okay, so like that. Okay, so let's do this 3 times. Two more. Remember, neutral knee. Don't lock out. Okay, it's dangerous for the back. And Again, you don't have to use weight. It's all about the range of motion. One more round. Okay, let's rest for just a second. I want to go through that one more time, one more round of 3. But shake it out, let your muscles recover, and then we'll go again. So this is a great one. If you want to rewatch this episode, this is one if you're pressed for time. It's a great little workout. If you're really sore and tired, it's a nice refreshing workout. It's not too strenuous. It's a good one to do anytime. Okay, so let's start back. So here, here, let's do one more round. Nice and easy, nice and fluid. And done. So we did our lunge patterns, we did our spinal movements, and then we did our upper body shoulder girdle movement, okay? So 3 really nice exercises that you can do anywhere, anytime. Again, you don't have to have the resistance. You can just use your fists and do that movement like that, okay? You don't have to have the resistance also for the lunge pattern, okay? So play around with that. You can rewatch this episode anytime. And until then, I'll see you next time. Thank you.